Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM. And I was just bringing you back to the BTM channel. And giving you an update on the BTM Crypto News Network. So thanks for joining. Don't forget to share and subscribe. And as always, let's get back to the money, guys, and stay dangerous. And this is a Kaspa live stream. I was looking for the Kaspa family, but we'll see. What up, Silver? Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll start the screen share. We got a couple of videos. What is this? A couple of shorts to check out. Then we'll get into the update. I haven't made a Kaspa video in a minute, but looks like Kaspa is coming back. So I want to throw a quick video out here and see how it goes. But thanks for joining. This is Crypto Archie. Let's see what he has to say.
I told you guys that it was breaking above the resistance, but it was a very weak breakout with lowering volume. We were looking at the volume on the daily, and we could see there's a very clear downtrend in the volume. Even on the weekly, you can see it as well. What we're really looking for a legitimate breakout is an uptick in the volume. So far, we haven't had that, so it looks like a fake out. And Kaspa's already had a few fake outs, by the way. This was a fake out. We wicked above the resistance, then closed back in the wedge. Then we did it again, closed back in the wedge. Then we did it again, basically closed back in the wedge. So we've done it multiple times now. You know, this is a very weak breakout. This for me is not a definitive, clear and obvious breakout. What I would be looking for is a really obvious breakout, super high volume, higher highs, higher lows. We're not really getting that. So for me, this cannot be counted as a clear breakout unless we get a surge of volume and a higher high on the weekly here. Kaspa, first of all, I told you guys that it was breaking above the resistance.
So shout out to Crypto Archie. Next is
We've been waiting patiently for Kaspa to do this, and it has been smashing and smashing on that ceiling. Now it has broken through. It's breaking through right now, and we've got one resistance barrier, just one resistance barrier, before we start smashing on that ceiling of 4 cents and taking back the bear. So I want you to take a step back. Kaspa's trading at 3.5 cents. This is strong. We had two big barriers that we had to break through, 0.034240, and this area here. This acted as a magnet for price as we were support, and then when we were under, we were resistance. Then it was support until we've broken through. Now we expect this previous resistance to act as support. So the first thing that we need to do, give the bull credit, he's just taken back this previous area. That was resistance. We expect that to flip as support now. And guess what this level is, guys? The same level that acted as a magnet to price before, 0.03421. If I just pull this back, you can see that was previous resistance or support. As we look back, resistance, support, resistance, support. So we understand that we're above there now. The bull is above there, and we can hold this going forward as support. Understanding holding this base as support is going to give us enough momentum. It's going to give us a springboard to start bashing on this one ceiling before we can take out the bear. So the last resistance barrier before we can take out the bear, and this is the area that the bull needs to start regaining. It's 0.035850. So we need him to push up, take this level back. Guess what, guys? He's closer to the bear, and that's exactly what we want. But one thing that you can see between this level, guys, is a limited amount of volume. So when you've got a big volume gap, guess what happens? Volume gets less. And when volume gets less, what happens? Swings start getting bigger, swings start getting easier as the bulls start holding higher lows to smash on this ceiling of the bear. And the aim of the game in the short term, guys, is to push him all the way back up to this resistance barrier at 0 point. Stick it on at 0. 043112. And the next time that the bull pushes through is the bull pushing through, taking back this resistance at 4 cents, key psychological round number, taking back the 200 moving average. Above the 200 moving average, you're bullish. Below the 200 moving average, you're bearish on the day. So this is what we're waiting for, guys. This is getting easier for Kaspa. Let me know in the comments, did I explain it all right? If I did explain it and you want more Kaspa videos, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this on X, give me a follow. Take care of yourself. I'll see you very soon.
So shout out to Crypto Bullseye. Next up is...
Would you rather put money on Solana or Kaspa long term? Probably Kaspa, because it's going to be a lot more upside potential. But I don't know. I think for safety, Solana's better. Solana in the long term can do 5, 7, 10x, but Kaspa, at least I can take a bigger risk and make a 30, 40x. So probably more likely Kaspa, just because I like to make big plays for big risks and big rewards. I don't think I've ever bought a top 10 crypto since 5 years ago. I haven't even bought a top 20 crypto since 5 years ago. I really don't buy any cryptos in the top 20 or 25. At that point, they're just very late. I guess in the grand scheme of things, if and when the crypto market cap does have a big rip to, 5 or 6, 7 trillion market cap, then yeah, those big caps can move, 5x, 6x, 7x. But is that really life-changing money? Like if you put $20,000 in a top 10 crypto and it runs 7x, okay, you made 140 grand. That's not bad, but like I'm trying to find FU money. I'm trying to turn 20 grand, 40x. That would make how much? $800,000. Yeah, that's a lot better, I think. So I'd rather just take the risk. Would you rather put money on Solana or Kaspa long term?
So I definitely understand the degent play and the high risk, right? High risk, high reward. So it does make sense if you were getting into a crypto that had a much longer percentage, right? If you're trying to win, you're going to win big versus just making a couple of dollars. But I do have money in altcoin and blue chips, right? Just for a store of value or like an investment. But to hit a home run or to make life-changing money, the FU money, you got to go with risk, right? But you can't put it all on a risk. You got to diversify. And I've been in Kaspa for a long time. You see the shirt and the hat. I was like one of my first big videos, right? Deep into the Kaspa community, but they never accepted me as a Kaspa ambassador. So I do like I do. I move around, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and keep pumping the community, and the community is good, but they don't get too crazy. Like, I stick with anything I know, right? I only make videos on stuff I'm invested in and stuff I have a reason to research, and I just share my research with you guys straight up. I would throw a chunk in it and forget about it at these prices. Yeah, Peter, you're right. Right. It's kind of what I did a couple of years ago. A nice chunk in it has been sitting there, right? Until there's actually some major movement. Although I did see some movement on Zealous Swap. But
what percentage of your portfolio do you allocate?
I'm waiting for, like everyone else is, we're waiting for that big, massive push up so things can start going crazy. But we'll have to wait and see on the Kaspa. So next, this is Crypto Archie again.
To high caps like Bitcoin and Solana, probably like 80 to 95%. Depends what you consider a high cap. I personally consider Solana a high cap, even Tau and Kaspa. I kind of still consider them high caps. I know a lot of people don't, but if you're in like the top 50, Kaspa's slightly outside the top 50. It's ranked 60th. Let's just say like the top 60 coins, I would have like 95% of my portfolio in. The reason I'm saying top 60 is just because of Kaspa, but outside of the top 50, I'd say like 5% would go into those ones. The vast majority for me would go into the top 50, top 60 coins. What percentage of your...
If you bought $100 of Kaspa in October of 2023, you'd have $100. In November of 2023, you'd have $225. In December of 2023, you'd have $377 because If you bought $100 of Kaspa in October of 2023, you'd have $100 in November 2023.
Okay, I'm not 100% sure I follow that. And also, what if you bought it and you still have it? Then what do you have? So this is the crypto bubbles. You can see Kaspa is up 4.4 on the day. Ton token is up 28.6. Dash is up 6. It was up crazy earlier. Tau is up 5.7. BGB is up 6.3. Near protocol is really the only reason I did the Kaspa video, because I just realized Near is actually working with Turbo, not Kaspa. Solana's up 1.5. Gala's up 2.8. ICP's up 8.5. ZK's up 2.7. Kasper, which also gets confused with Kaspa, is up 3.5. Stronghold's up 0.5. Binance is up 1.4. Poly Mesh is up 0.7. FET's up 1%. Arbitron's up 2.6. Quant's up 0.7. Modan is up 1.3. World Liberty Financial's up 1.5. Hashflow is up 0.4. Dex is up 5%. ZBCN is up 2.3% to 0033. Flux is up 5.6. Zcash is up 3.3. So we'll look at the big boys. Binance is at 80,987. It's down 0.3 on the day, 0.4 4 hours, and 0.1 on the hour. It's up 7.2 on the week, up 18.3 on the month, and down 16.4 on the year. Ethereum is down 2.2 on the day, 1.3 on the 4 hour, 0.4 on the hour. For the week, it is up 3.4. For the month, it is up 10.3. For the year, it is up 27.5. Keeping it moving. XRP's up 0.4 on the day, down 0.4 on the day. Down 0.9 for 4 hours and down 0.4 for the hour. Up 3% on the week. Up 7.1 on the month and down 34.5 on the year. So Kaspa is down 0.6 on the hour, unchanged on the 4 hour, up 4.3 on the day, up 12.1 on the week. I see out here Kaspa. Up 16.9 on the month and down 59.9. I remember in the heyday, Kaspa was like one of the top gainers. Then all of a sudden, things started getting crazy. So we can see here on Live Coin Watch, it is up 4.23 on the day, down 0.79 on the hour, up 11.202 on the week, up 16.8 on the month, up 32.1 on the quarter, and down 60.15 on the year. So if we look at the overall crypto market, market cap is 2.7 trillion. Up 0.31 on the day. Crypto market cap, the CMC 20 is up to $163.97. Up 0.11 on the day. Fear and greed is neutral, so a right point blank in the middle, which I don't see very often. Altcoin seasons at 38 out of 100. And crypto average crypto RSI is 48.98. So getting a little closer to overbought territory. You can see here Kaspa is at 3 cents, up 4.28 on the day. Market cap 995 million. Getting close to $1 billion market cap at a 4.29% up. 24-hour trading value is 25.4. Milwan up 50.6. And Kaspa's at 59 ranking. So maybe it'll push on up to the top 50. I cry for the closed-minded people because Exodus is commuting a project by now, and the price will explode, and currency will reach $100. I actually thought I was in that earlier too. I don't remember. So many crypto, so many projects, so much going on. Keeping it moving. Kaspa's 2 billion in about 7 to 9 days. Massive website update. Verify for yourself at kaspa.org. And I think I do have that open actually. Yeah. So let me see. Did the website get updated? So I guess they did make some changes to the website. But getting back to CoinMarketCap, Kaspa's showing a cooling. Many people spreading the word daily, updates being worked on. Already broke POW records, proof of work that is. When the price moves properly, then thousands more will research Kaspa and understand why many believe one day at a time. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, move this guy back over here. So, Kaspa holders, wake up. Somebody go check on the KAS chart because Kaspa just started moving again. Like it heard, people are talking trash in the bear market. We've got Zealous Swap, Kaspa AI, KBEAM Authority Gateway, Kaspa ecosystems upgrade, and yes, Kaspa's price is green again. Tonight, we're talking about the big question. Is this just a little crypto caffeine pump, or is Kaspa finally waking up into a bigger ecosystem story? Because a long time, Kaspa, the story, was fast proof of work, fair launch, no premiere, no hidden allocation. That is still powerful, but the conversation is shifting into DeFi, AI tools, authentication gateways, covenants, native assets, and price action. Kaspa's official site describes it as Bitcoin's proof of work without the weight, and also emphasizes that every coin traces back to empty Genesis with no premiere and no hidden allocation. That gives you a strong, fair launch layer 1 foundation for the stream. Before we even get started, type Kaspa woke up in the chat. If you're holding Kaspa, type I need receipts if you want facts, not Moonboy bedtime stories. So set the table. Why Kaspa's trending again? Here's why the topic matters. Kaspa's not just pumping because somebody made a meme coin with green candles and laser eyes. There are multiple things happening at the same time. Number one, the price is moving towards. I just always do that. The price is moving. Number two, the ecosystem conversation is getting louder. Number three, Kaspa's developer roadmap is pointing towards more programmability. Number four, projects like Zealous Swap are trying to bring DeFi into Kaspa's ecosystem. Number five, community builders are experimenting with AI, payments, and gateway style tools. And I did pick up a lot of Zealous Swap when it was cheap and now it is starting to pump. And that's the first thing I noticed. Zealous Swap was up. Zealous Swap is on Kaspa. I probably can break that down in a few minutes. But also with Kaspa, there is a lot of community movement that keeps it, I guess, in a good place, right? So number 5, community builds are experimenting with AI payments and gateway. As of today, market data, coin market cap showed Kaspa around 0.3, up 5.54% over 24 hours, with about 25.1 million in 24-hour trading volume, of which we can definitely check real quick. I think I just had that up too. Where were you here? Was that 25? Yeah, 25.5. Actually, interesting. And a market cap near 994.5 million. CoinGecko showed a similar move with Kaspa around 3 cents or 0.036, up 6.30 in 24 hours and 12.12 in 7 days, while also showing a 24-hour range of roughly 0.03 to 0.036. Translation: the chart is awake, the volume is waking up, and now the question is whether the narrative can keep up. So, do you think this is the beginning of a real Kaspa move, or just a little pump before the weekend type real move or fake pump? And I think this is a real move. I think if we don't have any black swan events, I think Kaspa might begin to run again. So let me know in the comments, do you agree or disagree? Are you following BTM? Or are you just here trying to see what I'm talking about? So the Kaspa Foundation, why people care about Kaspa. Let's explain this for the people who are new. Kaspa is not a ERC20 token. Kaspa is its own layer 1. It is proof of work. It is built around fast confirmation and block DAG architecture. The pitch is basically, what if we could keep the proof of work security culture people love about Bitcoin, but reduce the waiting time? And that was the whole principle, right? They were trying to make it faster. Now, I know somebody in the chat's already typing, but Billy, Bitcoin is king. Yes, Bitcoin is king. Nobody's disrespecting Grandpa Bitcoin, but Kaspa is trying to solve a different problem: faster proof of work settlement. Kaspa's official site frames the project around real-time decentralized and proof of work settlement, while emphasizing fair launch properties, no premise, no hidden allocation. Kaspa's holders don't want a chain that moves like the DMV paperwork. They want a proof of work with some caffeine in it. So Kaspa's core narrative: proof of work layer 1, fast settlement, fair launch messaging, no premiere, no hidden allocation, ecosystem now moving from just fast money towards we can build. What can builders do with it? So, what made you buy Kaspa first? The tech, the fair launch, the chart, or somebody yelling at you on YouTube? And I would have to go with the tech, right? It's faster. Proof of work is literally the fastest Bitcoin close crypto out here, and the charts, because initially it was crazy up. But now let's get into the Zealous Swap. This is where the story gets spicy. Zealous Swap, the DeFi angle. Because when people hear Kaspa, they usually think proof of work, speed, fair launch, but DeFi and swaps and liquidity. That changes the conversation. Zealous Swap is aiming to become the decentralized trading and liquidity layer for Kaspa. And that's what I bought into it for a long time ago. But it has not actually done a whole lot price wise. And whether you're bullish or skeptic, you have to understand why that matters. If Kaspa is a full ecosystem, people need places to swap, provide liquidity, and launch assets and build financial apps. Zealous Swap white paper says the project aims to be a cornerstone of decentralized trading on the Kaspa ecosystem, focusing on token swaps, liquidity provisions, sustainability, DeFi infrastructure, deep liquidity, capital efficiency, and accessible user experience. The Zealous Swap site also describes the project as designed specifically for Kaspa's ecosystem to create a secure, sustainable trading DeFi. So, because let's be honest, every ecosystem eventually has the moment when holders stop saying, numbers go up, and start saying, okay, but where can I swap this thing without needing a PhD and 3 browser extensions? So here's the bullish case for the Zealous Swap. If Kaspa gets more native assets, tokens, and ecosystem projects, then liquidity becomes important. Layer 1 without liquidity is like a mall with no stores, looks nice, but nobody's shopping. Zealous Swap is important because it gives Kaspa holders something to watch behind the coin price. If DeFi infrastructure grows, then Kaspa stops being the only a hold and wait asset to start becoming a use and build ecosystem. Now, we have to be fair. Early DeFi projects are risky, liquidity can be thin, and smart contracts and bridge like systems have risk. So don't hear DEX and instantly mortgage your lawnmower. This is crypto. Do your research. Would you use a Kaspa DeFi if it had liquidity? Type yes for DEX, or I'm waiting. So what is this? What up, Phantom? DTCC, DTCC, DTCC. I have my 4-year-old nephew running around the house saying it. His parents are getting a kick out of it. He's going to be rich by age 6. I know that's right, Phantom. But we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, everything turns over and we are all the way live. So now back to Kaspa. Clear my throat. Kaspa AI and why AI narratives matter. So let's talk about AI. Every crypto cycle got a new narrative. Last cycle, it was DeFi, then NFTs, then gaming, then real world assets. Now AI is everywhere. If your toaster says AI enabled, somebody is raising venture capital. But the AI plus Kaspa angle actually makes sense from a storytelling perspective. AI agents, automated payments, fast settlement, microtransactions, and machine to machine payments, identity verification, and proof based systems. Kaspa's development page now points to builders toward documents and Kaspa AI and highlight an active developer working, including KDCs, well, SDKs, I'm tripping, protocol work, Silverscript vprogs, and a public research channel. Kaspa Media has been framed Kaspa's AI related potential around infrastructure upgrades, developer tooling, and government tooling ahead of major programming changes. The AI narrative is not just AI put into the title. They hope the algorithm blesses you. The stronger argument is this: if AI agents eventually need fast, cheap, reliable settlements, then networks built for speed confirmation become more interesting. Imagine AI agents paying for APIs. Imagine automated wallets with spending rules. Imagine AI systems needing to verify actions, trigger payments, and interact with the blockchain without waiting forever. And that's where Kaspa speed narrative can fit into the AI conversation. AI agents are not just going to sit around waiting for slow confirmations like they're in line at the post office behind someone mailing 47 Christmas cards. Engagement. Do you believe AI agents will use crypto payments in the future? Type AI money if yes. And yes, AI agents will use crypto. What people fail to realize is AI agents will want to get paid. I don't know what the agent would do with money, but when they realize there's a faster way to get paid, they're going to switch, guys. A lot of people are, I guess, downplaying AI agents, right? They're smart and they're going to realize once one of them uses it and tries it and they figure out it's fast, they're all going to move to it, guys, right? They're not going to just sit around and let one of them figure it out and get paid and everyone else wait. Once they use it, it works. These guys are going to flock to it like flies on cow poop, guys. KBEAM Authorization Gateway Community Builder Angle. So now let's talk about KBEAM Authority Gateway. This is early and more community builder focused, so we have to label it correctly. I found a public discussion describing a source available authentication gateway for KBEAM and Kaspa that uses passwordless logins for websites or protected areas. What? Passwordless? What? The clearest public reference I found describes a source available authentication gateway for KBEAM and Kaspa with passwordless logins for websites or protected areas using code or using QR codes. What? A password uses QR codes. Because this appears to be a community builder update rather than a major official Kaspa core announcement. Present it as a experiment ecosystem development, not a confirmed official protocol. So let me know in the comments if you guys are seeing or used or even heard about this KBEAM with Kaspa. Let me know in the comments. Somebody, anybody, everybody, get the comments rolling. What does this matter? Because if Kaspa is going to become more than a coin people hold, it needs builders, tools, authentications, payments, gateways, logins, wallet, developer APIs. All of that boring stuff is actually what makes the ecosystem usable. Everybody wants to pump. Nobody wants to talk about infrastructure, or about infrastructure is what turns a coin into an ecosystem. Price pumps gets the views. Developer tools pays the rent. Believe that, brother. Now, I'm not saying KBEAM gateway authentication gateway, KBEAM Authentication Gateway is going to send Kaspa to the moon by itself? No, but that would be wild. But it is another example of builders trying to create real use cases around Kaspa. And that's the thing. With any cryptocurrency, you need a use case. You need somewhere where people use it, right? Like Kaspa kind of missed that. They have the speed, they have the tech, but they don't really have a implementation, right? They don't have where something uses Kaspa. Like for Zebek, you use Zebek actually in streaming payroll, right? Tau actually uses it for AI. You're using it for something. Kaspa's missing that full on use case. Like they got the KRC20 tokens, which I bought a lot, are just sitting there. They got the Kaspa, the proof of work, sitting there. They have the I guess the KBEAM now and the AI, but a lot of the stuff nobody sees or nobody really uses. They need a narrative or a story around something that people can actually see and actually use. Big Catalyst, Kaspa Programmable Toca, Covenants, Native Assets. This is the serious part. The major Kaspa Catalyst is not just one DEX or one AI tool. The biggest story is programmability. Kaspa's developing page highlights Toccata. Where's this developer page? And where's this Toccata? I guess this is the developer page. Rusty Kaspa. Check your path. Run a node. Yada, yada, yada. Where's the Toccata? Oh, I'm tripping. There's the developer page. So where's this Toccata we were looking for? That's weird. So just looking around, that's the visualizer. I wasn't really looking for the visualizer. Okay, hold, get the wallet, the Caspian wallet. No. Lower. Da, 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 da. Oh man. Freaking exhausted. Where is the dang? Anything about Kaspa? Really? So where's what is this? TOCCATA. Kaspa's developer page highlights Toccata, a hard fork that bundles extended scripts. OP codes, covenant IDs, ZK. Oh, wow. Code name for Kaspa's next fork, which introduces native L1 covenants, zero knowledge infrastructure. It bundles 4K IPs. Kaspa 17 extended script upcodes, transaction introspection, KIP 20 covenant IDs and linear tracking, KIP 16 Z opcodes and verify subnets, and Kaspa 21 partition sequence commitment architecture. What Toccata enables, the fork creates two new programmable paths on Kaspa. The first is native 1 covenant programming via Silverscript, a compiler that makes it practical to deploy complex, useful UTXO covenants directly on Kaspa. The second is a foundation for based ZK applications, standalone apps that use Kaspa's sequencing commitment layer KIP21 and ZK verification opcodes to anchor proofs to K1, introducing chronological bridging. What it is not, Toccata is not a full vProg vision. The long-term vProg architecture targets synchronously composable, verified programs, Toccata drivers, the infrastructure for standalone-based ZK applications that communicate via L1 proof based bridging rather than synchronous composition. Dagnite, the consensus upgrade, is also a separate work stream. I have no idea what that means, guys. So now let's translate into human language. Kaspa is working toward a more advanced way to build on-chain logic without completely abandoning its proof of work identity. Oh, that makes sense. So they're trying to simplify the proof of work with the Toccata. Covenants matter because they allow predefined spending conditions that can support things like smart wallets, vault-like structures, native assets, and more advanced applications. Simple explanation. Think of it more of transaction like handling somebody's cash. A covenant is more like handling somebody's money with rules attached. This can only be sent under certain conditions or only in certain ways. It's like giving your cousin money, but saying this is for groceries, not sneakers and wings. That's a covenant family editor. So while the market sees a chain moving from fast coin to programmable ecosystem, the native changes, traders start pricing potential future activity. Developers start paying attention and holders start asking, is this the moment Kaspa becomes more than just a fast proof of work? Now, upgrades do not guarantee price pumps. Crypto loves to buy the rumor and sell the news. So we need to watch the chart volume liquidity and whether builders actually ship useful products. So for technical analysis, Kaspa's price is moving up this weekend. Let's be clear, this is not financial advice. This is just for entertainment purposes. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy on the internet trying to read candles without getting emotionally bullied by them. Current market trackers show Kaspa has moved higher today, with CoinMarketCap showing about a 5.54% in 24 hours. And CoinGecko showing about a 12.10% over 7 days. CoinGecko's live data also shows 24-hour range about 0.034 to 0.046, which gives traders a simple short-term support resistance map. So for bullish breakout zone, the first level is watching is the top of the current 24-hour range around the 0.036. If Kaspa can break above that level and hold it, that tells buyers are not showing up for a quick wick. Bullish scenario, if Kaspa breaks above the recent high around the 0.036 in rising volume, the next psychological zone to watch is the 0.038, then the 0.04, and that's 4 cents level is important because round numbers attract traders. If Kaspa starts pushing towards a 0.04, the YouTube thumbnails will get absolutely ridiculous. So for the support zone, I'm watching is around the 0.034 0.043, which is near the bottom of the 24-hour range on CoinGecko. If Kaspa stays above that area, the bulls can argue the short-term trend is still healthy. So for the bear scenario, if Kaspa loses the 0.0343, then then you do not want to pretend everything is fine. That could mean the move is cooling off. The traders may look lower towards the recent 0.032 area from the 7-day range. The momentum zone, the clearest bullish structure would be hold above the 0.034, reclaim at the 0.365, then push towards the 0.038 to the 0.04 with volume. Price going up is good. Price going up with volume is better. Price is going up with no volume is like a birthday party where only 2 cousins showed up. Could Kaspa move up this weekend? Yes. The setup has momentum. If buyers keep defending support and the volume continues increasing, but the safer way to say this is Kaspa has a bullish short-term setup above the 0.034 area without breakout confirmation, above roughly the 0.0365. If Kaspa breaks and holds above the 0.065, I'd be watching the 0.038 first and then the 0.04 as the big psychological level. If Kaspa chops between the 0.0343 and the 0.0365, that means the market's deciding whether the pump has legs. If Kaspa falls under the 0.0343, then the weekend pump narrative weakens, and traders may look back towards the low of 0.032 range. Give me your weekend target for Kaspa, as we are seeing a 0.04, or are we going back to 0.034? So let me know. Let's go over to X real quick. So on X, this is Luke. Kaspa has been refreshed. Kaspa.org. Kaspa has a lot going on, but the main site does not need to put it all on the front door. Its first job is to simple help someone arrive, understand what Kaspa is, and know where to go next. The previous site accumulated more over time. Pages, explanations, resources, and audience were added. The version starts smaller so it can grow with Kaspa from here. The refresh is not visual. The wording, structure, and narrative direction all need attention. IOM. I'm not reading all this, but the information is there. And who else is getting excited about what Kaspa AI is doing to be dropping on Kaspa in June after the Toccata hard fork? What are your predictions? Actually, I got to go back because I did have a Warp Core video, but I don't remember what Warp Core is actually doing. So this is Caspian. Nice selection, smart chart. You forgot Kaspa. Kiered at 0.6 finality would look like a turtle next to Kaspa's lightning speed. Or if you didn't want your bar to be the shortest in the list, come on. Let's see.
Well, this is now the fastest layer 1 in the entire world. Now it's faster than Solana, faster than Bitcoin, faster than XRP, and faster than all other cryptocurrencies.
I don't believe it, so I bought 12 TCL 502 phones.
$1,450.
Because I need the truth. Could it be possible that a proof-of-work token with the same security and decentralization of Bitcoin transact as fast as the fastest proof-of-stake protocols? Today, we'll have Kaspa facing off against Ton, Tron, and Aptos. These are some of the fastest cryptocurrencies that exist. So hold on to your hats. First up, we have Kaspa versus Toncoin.
1, 2, 3.
Kaspa complete, 2.21 seconds. Toncoin at 17.2 seconds. Next, we have Kaspa versus Tron.
3, 2, 1.
Kaspa complete, Tron complete, 2.15 seconds and 3.12 seconds. Up last, Kaspa versus Aptos.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Kaspa 1.18 seconds. Aptos 3.06 seconds. I still can't believe it. Thank you all for watching. Let me know which tokens you want me to face off against Kaspa in the next video.
Well, this is now.
Okay, that was interesting. I wonder what kind of test that was. It's kind of an interesting test, but keeping it moving. This is Telegram Ton Layer 1 Finality, QX and Kaspa. I don't know what they're talking about. So let's go back to the page. Kaspa NFT Hub. Big thanks to Kaspa Hub and Classic XBT. Kaspa NFT Hub is now officially listed on Kaspa Hub ecosystem. Kaspa Hub is a great place to discover growing ecosystem. Check it out. So this is big news, everybody. I'm building a KBEAM Authority app. Super clean, lightweight, and ridiculously simple. Only one job: instantly unlock any website with KBEAM. Login approved. You can return your website. Scan QR code. Okay, I'm going to have to do a video on that. It's pretty interesting. But keeping it moving, this is... What are you deliberating leaving Kaspa out of this list? Why you're deliberately leaving Kaspa? Come on. I went ahead and fixed it. Oh, wow. That's a heck of a Photoshop job there, Slick. In a way, but not Bitcoin does it in an hour. That's crazy. I've stood around for hours trying to get the Bitcoin to come through. It ain't finalized in no hour. Kaspa, big movers over the last 90 days. I think it is all cracking. Oh, wow. Trying to see if there was actually amounts there, but no. Introducing the Kaspa Hub Explorer, a unified interface for tracking Kaspa wallets, transactions, blocks, as well as exploring the KRC20 tokens, KNS domains, and Kaspa Project Web. Open source. Okay, where's the KRC20s though? Okay, that's weird. And this is the Kaspa Hub with all the links on that as well. Keeping it moving. This is the KBEAM. Everybody. Okay, that's weird. Let's see what this is showing. That's pretty interesting. Would have been nice if there were some words here. Other than you showing me a couple of websites, but hey, do I have the volume off? I do not. So why is there no words here? I don't know. I'm not even sure if this is even in English. If there even was words here, we probably couldn't read it. No way. But I think this is a loop. Keeping it moving. This is soon my KAI, Kaspa agents. This is history made on Kaspa. Zealous Swap just dropped something the entire DeFi world has never seen before. And what did we see here? Continuously clearing markets, not a AMM, not a club, not a new primitive. No slippage with blocks, no sandwich attacks, no LP needed, counter liquidity rebates, and resting orders. Oh man, resting orders come to what that means for you and other tweets. It's a massive for the entire token holders. If you pay your cards right, powered by Kaspa Speed with Zealous Swap Flow. This is V2. Read the white papers, link, and first reply. Form your own opinion. Interesting. I'm going to have to read the white papers. See what Zealous Lab is up to. This is the Bulls are back in the driver's seat. Supercharged on Kaspa. KRC 20 or 721, KRC 20, and Kaspa. I own Kaspa because there's no Kaspa CEO, there's no Kaspa Security Council, and no Kaspa company. Kaspa is what we wish Bitcoin was. Booyah. Bitcoin was the idea, Kaspa is the execution. Today, I finally accumulated 1 million KAS. I'm officially in shark territory. Awesome. We'll get there soon enough. Shout out to Michael Mitchell, Liam. He hit the 1 million territory, brother. Bitcoin's job is to be the pristine base layer. Bitcoin block rate 1 block 10 minutes. TTF immunity 1 hour. Daily capacity 800,000 transactions. Kaspa blockchain 10 blocks per second. TTF 100 milliseconds. Daily record 17.6 million during a real demand and 158 million transactions during community stress test. So clearly, Kaspa's way ahead in the story. The community notes are hilarious on this Cardano Kaspa. I'm not reading that. Excuse me, Kaspa family, but I think we're bullish. I don't think we're bullish enough on the Casanova wallet. There are so many ways to explore the ecosystem in one place, and it's already nice. And this is Kaspa's irreplaceable pump to $1 possible.
Trilemma solver. I don't think a new trilemma solving fork is going to dethrone Kaspa anytime. But how are you going to replicate Kaspa? It's not like they can go around and just go make another Kaspa. Even if they did, Kaspa's already solidified itself as the #1 trilemma solver. I don't think a new trilemma solving fork is going to dethrone Kaspa anytime soon. But you do. Here's the question: what is Kaspa going to solve that's going to incentivize a billionaire to buy it, right? Bcash, the billionaires buy it because A, passes regulations for exchange listings and ETFs. B, bottomed out shit chart with all the tokens released in circulation. So there's no VCs they have to worry about dumping on them. And C, it's a privacy coin, which is kind of like the anti-AI narrative coin, which is very well positioned for what's happening in the world today with all the AI going on anyways. What is Kaspa going to solve? But it could do something because it solves the trilemma. And I think solving the trilemma is valuable for something. So whatever that is, maybe some billionaire will like it and just go buy it. But how are you going to replicate Kaspa? It's not like they can go around and just go make another Kaspa. Even if they did, Kaspa's already solidified itself as the #1 trilemma solver. I don't think a new trilemma solving fork is going to dethrone Kaspa anytime soon. But you do. Here's the question: what is Kaspa going to solve that's going to incentivize a billionaire to buy?
So I think that's it, but I did want to get to some videos. Yeah, my main man.
What's up, crypto crew? Welcome back. Now, for the first time in months, Bitcoin's price has surged to over 80K. And in anticipation of the new chair of the US Federal Reserve, the signing of the Clarity Act after a long postponement, this cycle's bull run may finally be kicking off. Looking at the price per Kaspa coin, however, there's still room for doubters and fudders. But do remember, crypto crew, the way many Bitcoin maxis FUD Kaspa, many no-coiners, people who don't see the value of Bitcoin, treat it and still are treating Bitcoin similarly.
A Norwegian man spent $26 or $27 on Bitcoins just a few years ago, back in 2009. And it turns out that it was a good investment because those Bitcoins have now increased to $900,000.
That's crazy. I don't believe this story.
Okay.
I don't even know. Like, I know
it was reported by The Guardian, which is a reputable source.
No, I understand that, and I understand that I'm very likely to be wrong, right? And I understand that I'm a Grandpa Jenk in this case, and I understand that you need to get off my lawn. Okay, that notwithstanding, I can't what Bitcoin.
I mean,
and somehow they magically turn into $900,000.
This is the same, but it has value. This is the same digital currency that was used for the Silk Road. In April 2013, the value of Bitcoin peaked at $266 before crashing to a low of $50 soon after. Since then, Bitcoin has seen large fluctuations in its value, most recently following the seizure of online drug marketplace Silk Road, plummeting before jumping 30 in one day to a high of 197 in October. So, look, I'm not an expert in digital currency, but I will say that I'm happy that he cashed this money out because you can't exchange it for actual, well, it is actual money, but you can exchange it for, in his case, the kroner. Okay, so he did that and he went ahead and bought an apartment, which I'm really happy about.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, no,
that's
great.
That's why
Smart
I'm having trouble believing $27, and then you wake up a couple of years later, and next thing you know, you got $900,000. And that's probably like 1 billion kroners.
Even with the evidence shown, people choose to be skeptic. I guess that's just human nature. Now, before we continue, crypto crew, prove all things, hold fast, that which is good. Now, as some of you know, I've partnered with Tangem, and currently there's an ongoing 20% off your Tangem wallet, plus an additional $10 in Bitcoin. Thank you to all who got their Tangem wallet already using my special link, adding the codes NYExtra26 and Crypto Crew. This helps support the channel, and it keeps me bringing these breakdowns and videos to the Kaspa community.
All right, so there's 2.1 quadrillion Satoshis, right? They're not that scarce when you express it that way, but there's a lot of Satoshis out there. But yes, there is some maximum quantity of Satoshis that are out there, but none of it matters if people don't want them. Look at the last few years, because Bitcoin today is 40%.
How many years have you been saying this, though?
Well, for a long time. Right? But look, Bitcoin today is 40% lower priced in gold than it was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
When Bitcoin was 69,000 4 years ago, it bought 37.2 ounces of gold. Today, and I just checked before, it buys 22.15 ounces. So Bitcoin buys 40% fewer ounces of gold today than it did 4 years ago.
Gold did better than Bitcoin in the last 4 years.
4 years, a lot better. Over the last 4 years, think about what's happened in Bitcoin. First of all, we had all of the Bitcoin ETFs that got launched that didn't exist. to buy Bitcoin, but we also have Strategy that borrowed, $40 billion to buy Bitcoin, or issued stock and debt to buy 40 billion. But we had other crypto companies buying Bitcoin. We had ads at the Super Bowl. We had celebrity endorsements. We had the NFT craze. We had El Salvador. We had the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. We've had all of this money and hype and promotion, unprecedented. But the price has gone down during all of this, with all of this promotion, all of this hype. It's gone down. And if Bitcoin has not been able to go up in 4 years, if it's lost 40% of its value in real terms, despite all of this, why would it go up in the future? It seems to me
Bitcoin
that
4 years ago
it's
much
over.
lower value, though.
Huh?
Bitcoin 4 years ago was much lower value, just because.
No, it's down. It's down 40% in gold.
Comparing to gold.
But if you're saying it's digital gold, then that's the best way to price it.
Well, no. If you compare two assets, you can pick any random time period. One asset.
Well, I'm not random. I'm just picking the high from 4 years ago. But my point is, you had all of this hype. Why isn't Bitcoin? Look, you have people. Michael Saylor is coming out here. Bitcoin's going to be $10 million of Bitcoin. All right. Well, why isn't it there now? Why? I mean, if it's really that valuable, the market would adjust the price now. You can't just buy it. I mean, he acts like you just buy Bitcoin and you're guaranteed to make all this money. It's a sure thing. Go out, mortgage your house, bet the farm, borrow against your business, put everything you have, because he said it's a sure thing. Well, if it was a sure thing, the price would already be there. Bitcoin's value is determined solely by the number of people who want to buy it versus the people who want to sell it, because there's no user for it. Like there's like with gold, there is real demand. There are people who need to buy gold and will always buy gold. And if the price of gold goes down, they're going to buy more. If it goes, but in Bitcoin, nobody needs it, but people want it. But they want it because they think the price is going to go up. But the minute they stop believing the price is going to go up, then there's no reason to have it.
That was financial commentator and Bitcoin skeptic Peter Schiff, who, like many, are still debating Bitcoin's value today. But then there are those who do see the value of Bitcoin, and that's because they are open. And just like seeing the value of Bitcoin to no coiners, Kaspa's value will be seen by more and more Bitcoiners eventually. Here's VJ, who started out as a Bitcoin maxi, but has gradually invested more in Kaspa.
One of the biggest problems I have with Bitcoin is lack of being able to self-custody it for a majority of the population. So let's say there is actual mass adoption. I mean, more than 10% of people will not be able to actually move it to cold storage and then move it out without losing a ton in fees. Yeah. And let's say the hypothesis works out where Bitcoin does double in price every 4 years. At that point, just self-custodying 1 million sats, 0.01 Bitcoin, it's going to cost significant amounts just to move that off-chain to transact on the Lightning Network. Everything's going to be custodied by a third party. It literally goes against the entire white paper. And so these are the kind of things that I'm realizing, hey, there are some issues with Bitcoin. I want to just be vocal about it and just, maybe it works out. Maybe we come up with a solution and maybe we don't need Kaspa. If Bitcoin was perfect, we wouldn't need any of the other cryptocurrencies. I see people telling me I'm making a difference, but in reality, I don't know most of these people in real life. I have conversations with them. They message me. There's some people in the Bitcoin community who I'm not going to disclose, but they are interested in Kaspa, but they literally cannot talk about it publicly because they have tens of thousands of followers. And due to the fear of exile from their community, they don't talk about it. There is interest from the Bitcoin community, and these questions make them think because they're open-minded. I mean, the only reason you even got into Bitcoin is because you're open-minded. So when you are open-minded and stay open-minded, it gives you opportunities to look for vulnerabilities, but also have open dialogue. Because my goal is the mission. I don't care what the vehicle is. I'm thinking Kaspa is the best vehicle, but it has a lot of hurdles. And I'm going to be honest, right? It's $1 billion network versus $1.5 trillion. So there is massive difference in network effects at play here. And so is this about, hey, which one's going to get more adoption? Which one are builders going to build on? Which one's going to survive in a few years with when it comes to network fees and how miners get compensated? And so, yeah, I have absolutely no idea. I feel like maybe I'm making progress with opening conversations, but when it comes to, I guess, increasing the price, I don't know if I'm directly impacting there. Like, other than Bitcoin being a potential best money to just send transactions, unless it's actually utilizes money, there's very low opportunity for it to actually survive long term. As for Kaspa, it could actually be used for just some decentralized applications. even if it's not quite at that money stage. It has a little bit more flexibility. The way we market Kaspa would actually change its future trajectory. If we talk about it as money, it needs to be used as money. But if we talk about it as, hey, it's actually used for decentralized applications to build on, use proof of work instead of following Solana or Ethereum, then we might be able to attract more builders and actually reward miners while we work on using it as perfect money. There's an approach two different ways, and it's almost like we need to get in teams and figure out which team, I guess, outperforms the other and see where the product market fit is. Because Bitcoin Max is just say that Bitcoin has product market fit for perfect money. We don't need anything else. And to a point, they're kind of right because it is the most well-known. There's ETFs, there's Sailor, there's Wall Street. Bigger players are in Bitcoin.
Shout out to Crypto Pumps and Quick Crypto for this session. Check out the full episode with the link in the description box below. Shout out to VJ, and he really hit the nail on the head. Those who are invested in Bitcoin are because they were open-minded. And I believe, although there are some challenges ahead, Kaspa one day will be found by Bitcoiners. It's just a matter of time and adoption. None of what I say is financial advice. Always make sure to study to show thyself approved, and always do your due diligence. Do your own research, Crypto Crew. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good.
Stick around.
Fix your mind before you get to the grind. And with that said, let's continue to escape the matrix. Let's be on the lookout for the next big thing here on the crypto ocean. Grow in grace, and let's make some crypto waves. Say I.
So shout out to your crypto crew. Huh? Shout out to your crypto crew. So
Kaspa price
before we get to
a lot of people think they're late when a
dang it, why is there's another long video here. Yeah, let's check out
Kaspa's
Money and
price
Me.
is starting to look like it wants to do something, but the question is, what? All right, so there's a lot that we need to talk about when it comes to Kaspa in today's video. There's an article that needs to be discussed. There's a post that I saw that is quite interesting that I need to talk about. And we also need to talk about what's going on with the chart, because Bitcoin is on the move, but some of these altcoins are just trading sideways, Kaspa included. But the question is, will Kaspa eventually skyrocket out of nowhere? That's what a lot of investors want to know. Just when I say, this is a video you do not want to miss, that is for sure. But remember, nothing here is financial advice. At the end of the day, I could always be wrong. So make sure you guys do on research. Now, let's dive straight into the video here. If we check out the fear and greed index, this thing is sitting at a 50 neutral. What have I been telling you guys over the last, 5 months? I said there is going to come a time when investors is going to be panicking, because they're going to be wondering, what should I buy now? Because Bitcoin is sitting back over $80,000. A lot more people are becoming bullish. And now the FOMO is just reaching at all-time highs for some people. At least it's starting there. The ultimate FOMO actually is once Bitcoin crosses over $100,000 again. But yeah, you want to get into these coins when the fear and greed index is sitting in fear, and definitely in extreme fear. All right, you can't be afraid of the market. Scared money don't make money. I tell you guys that all the time. Right now, before I start talking about Kaspa, I just want to quickly remind everyone, if you're looking for a strong community of like-minded crypto individuals, definitely check out my Discord, the Crypto School. It's me and other crypto YouTubers in there. You get to know what I'm buying, what they're buying, what I'm selling, what they're selling, and just crypto-related content. You get daily technical analysis. Some people over there at leverage trade, whatever you're into, you'll find it over there in the Crypto School. The link is going to be in my description down below for anyone that's interested. But I want to start talking about this article that I saw. So it says, Kaspa's price caught in a silent tug of war as pressure builds beneath the surface. So Kaspa is stuck between two very different forces, and that's what makes this setup interesting. On one side, exchange data shows coins leaving trading platforms, which usually means holders are moving towards self-custody instead of preparing to sell. On the other side, the broader trend against Bitcoin still hasn't turned on Kaspa's favor, right? Then you check out the exchange flows right here. So the chart shared by Kaspa Daily shows recent exchange activity painting a divided picture. KuCoin and Mexi have both seen over $1 million in net outflows each, with KuCoin alone closer to 2 million mark, right? So that usually puts the holders withdrawing cash, which tends to reduce short-term selling pressure, right? So that's definitely a great sign to know that people are moving their Kaspa off of exchanges because maybe they see a potential rally coming. Now, before I start pulling up the charts, there's a post over here that I want to quickly talk about on X. So it says we need to have a grounded, objective conversation about the next 60 days for KAS. Right now, the timeline is split between two extremes: the diamond hands who think Kaspa is invincible, and the bears who think it's a dead network. But if you take the emotion out of it, this is simply a high stakes transition from subsidized growth to earned revenue. So here's the reality of the board. So the June catalyst, the tech pivot, the Toccata fork is supposed to introduce KRC20s in Silverscript. This is the moment Kaspa has to transform from a fast but empty chain into a programmable hub for the machine economy and stablecoins. Yeah, I mean, Kaspa is still growing, right? And just because everybody isn't built on Kaspa right now doesn't mean it's not coming. When you think about something like Cardano, the bull cycle of 2021, Cardano did fantastic numbers and people weren't really building on Cardano, right? Even till today, it's kind of like, I mean, people's building on it, but when you compare it to like other blockchains, not really. Okay, the community is basically, it does so many wonders when it comes to the crypto space. But I do strongly believe that the time period that we're in right now, investors are definitely looking for utility. And if this market continues in the direction that it's going right now, then 1000%, I do think that Kaspa is going to start to take off, right? And we have this catalyst in June. So the June catalyst in a favorable market condition can definitely skyrocket the price of Kaspa. But coming back to here, right? So it says the July cliff, the math problem. By July 10th, 95.5% of Kaspa supply will be mined. The block rewards that currently pay the miners to secure the networks are falling off a cliff. The dilemma: if the June utility doesn't instantly generate massive traction or transaction volume to replace the vanishing block rewards, miners will operate at a loss. If miners leave, the network security drops. You know, I see stuff like this. I've seen stuff like this quite a few times in the crypto space. And when you have a very solid project here, like Kaspa, right? I do think that, yes, there's going to be hurdles. There was hurdles with Ethereum, Cardano, like every single project that's up and coming, but eventually they get there. And when you think about how solid of a project this proof of work structure is for Kaspa, I don't really see Kaspa not doing what I expected to do. But the rest of this post gets even more interesting. So it says, blindly diamond handing 100% of your portfolio into a structural business pivot of this magnitude isn't investing, it is venture gambling. Most tech startups fail the exact moment they have to stop living off of funding and start paying their own bills. The smart play: de-risk and verify. You don't have to choose between going all in and selling everything. The professional approach to a binary event like this is to scale your position down to your sleep well at night threshold. I 1000% agree with that. No one should be investing so much into any coin, no matter how bullish you are, to the point where you're unable to sleep at night because you just never know what's going to happen, guys. Like, you really don't. And I've talked about the Luna crash a couple times on this channel, even this year, right? A lot of people strongly believed in it, and then things went south and then they lost all of their money. And I'm not saying that's going to happen with Kaspa, because I believe Kaspa is designed definitely better than Luna was designed back in the day. When you actually go back and look at Luna, you can actually pinpoint a lot of the holes, right, in that project. But Kaspa, considering how far it's come and just how they're building, and they're building slowly, they're not rushing it to try to catch everyone's attention, get everyone to just pour money into Kaspa all at once. No, they're taking their time and they're doing things the right way. That's what I like to see. And this is one reason why Kaspa remains insanely promising. And this is why I continue to hold this project despite what anyone wants to say about it. But also, you guys need to understand, Kaspa isn't, I'm not all in on Kaspa. I'm not all in on anything, right? I have specific projects in my portfolio that I strongly believe in, that I strongly believe will do fantastic things for me, whether it be this cycle or cycles in the future. And I place my bet and I just wait. I have all the patience in the world. I'm not in any rush. The problem is a lot of investors are trying to get rich yesterday. Sometimes you just have to wait a little bit longer. Place your bets and just wait. Believe in yourself, trust your gut, know what you hold, conduct research, make sure you stay up to date with the latest information. That's how you make the most amount of money, not only in crypto, when it just comes to investing on a whole. Okay, now if you take a look here at the Kaspa chart, what you notice is, and I've shown you guys this in my last video, how Kaspa looked like it was starting to form this bearish head and shoulders pattern. Okay, and it actually did fully form, as you can see here, right? So Kaspa, yeah, it formed. Now, the only thing is, it looks like it might be getting invalidated because Bitcoin right now is sitting at 81,500. And you can actually see this nice little pump on Kaspa where it went from 0.032 to as high as 0.035 recently because of this Bitcoin pump. So this bearish pattern, which actually could have potentially brought Kaspa down to about, actually, yeah, right at support level. So it wouldn't have been that big of a drop, right? But yeah, it looks like it might get invalidated and then Kaspa might start to retest the 2026 highs, which was here around 4 cents. So we're going to see how everything plays out. But yeah, even if Kaspa doesn't perform the way that we want it to perform this year, and I think it will, as long as, again, favorable market conditions, and then we get the catalyst, but the catalysts need to fall in favorable market conditions, because if Bitcoin decides he wants to start tanking, goes back down to $60,000 before the upgrade, then it's just like, it's going to get overlooked, unfortunately. All right. We also need Binance and Coinbase listing. Like, there's a few things that need to happen for Kaspa to explode. But what's good about Kaspa is we still have things to look forward to. A lot of altcoins in this space, they already have all the catalysts laid out on the table. Kaspa doesn't, right? So knowing that we have things to look forward to, I just patiently wait because I strongly believe that this altcoin is going to surprise a lot of investors. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comment section. Matter of fact, also tell me what your price prediction is for Kaspa in 2026. But that's all I have. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Check out a few of the links. And until next time, take care.
So shout out to Money and Me. And let's keep it moving to get out of the thing here. I guess to go back to my main man Freeman Finance, see what he has to say real quick.
But with some actual justification and math. I seen a post over on X saying, what's the realistic price target? And people are saying 30, 40, $50, some as low as $1. But what does the math say? In this video, we're going to go over the recent chart, and I'll give you a technical analysis target for Kaspa next cycle. We're also going to break down some very bullish case scenarios. If VProgs come on and mass adoption hit Kaspa, what could the price of one single KAS be? As always, nothing I ever say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and always do your own research. Now let's get into KAS. This is the post I seen just to give a little more context. Hey, Grok, be honest. Do you think KAS can hit $5 in the next 10 years? And someone said, $5 in 10 years? Nah, but 30 to 50, yeah. Does this even make sense? Or are we just kind of throwing stuff out there? And the reason I made this video is I've seen a lot of people saying, what you doing to help get there? How did you come up with this price target? Too low, aim higher. And you know, something I don't ever want to happen is people get misled when they're looking through all of the different cryptocurrencies and they've seen the couple stories of things going from a penny to $20, right? They want to be able to catch that. And I'm extremely bullish on Kaspa, but at the end of the day, women lie, men lie, but math does not lie. When we take a look at Kaspa, it ranked 59th in overall cryptocurrencies, I remember the day it was ranked 29th overall at the very beginning of KRC20. But the first thing that I want to look at is technical analysis, and this will give us a baseline target. And from there, we can look at some very, very bullish scenarios. This is ranked 59th overall, 917 mil overall market cap. If we come down here to the swing low of Kaspa, which happens to be the life cycle of Kaspa, you can see that we have retraced under the 786 fib level. We're approaching the 886 fib level. Now, don't worry. This is very, very common. I've showed multiple times before how this is actually a target that gets hit a lot. I know 88% sounds crazy, but it's actually completely normal. For a technical analysis target, if we look over here at the fib levels, what we're going to see is anywhere between 31.7 cents and up here to a full fib extension of 79 cents. These are technical targets. Now, you may be asking, well, what happens if the low's not in, Freeman? Well, I'll show you. If the low's not in, whenever it comes to Fibonacci levels, okay, I'm not counting this wick back here because I just kind of don't think it's real, right? It was a lot of liquidations and things like that. But let's say that the low actually happens to be in at 1 cent. Okay, that's close enough, right? You could see that the targets actually extend. That's how Fibonacci levels work. Think of this as a spring. The farther you go down, that's the tighter the spring getting. And then whenever it finally releases, you get a big pop. So even if we went down as low as 1 penny, the target would then be anywhere between 32 cents on the low side and
ladies and gentlemen.
84
Today we talk
cents on
Kaspa
the
Kaspa.
far side. Now, right, there's nothing stopping it from going to zero if all attention and everything fades away. I do not expect that to happen. But now let's get into a more bullish scenario. Let's get into a scenario where Michael Sutton and Jonathan Sompolinsky, everything they've been working on, everything they've been dreaming of comes to fruition. We get VProgs and Dagnai, and next thing you know, we have AI agents on chain. And we not only have AI agents on chain, everyone is talking about Kaspa in the same way that everybody was talking about Solana a couple cycles ago. So I want to dive into this. If we were able to come over on Kaspa and get to the market cap currently of Solana, that would be $1.77 Kaspa, okay? And that is still a long ways to go, all the way up this list to number 7th overall at 48 billion market cap. Okay, that's currently at $84 Solana. So a lot of people are saying $5, $10, but they're kind of missing the forest through the trees where that's not actually probable. Is it realistic? No. Is it possible? Yes. And so we always have to look at this. If we go in terms of market cap and we go to the all-time high market cap, think of when you were seeing everyone talk about Solana meme coins, when you were seeing everyone talk about Solana over $300 Trump coin launching. Remember that. Take yourself back to that. KAS would be the equivalent of $4.90. Okay. That is very, very bullish prediction for Kaspa. But let's say Solana's got a lot of problems. People don't have confidence in it. And right now we've got split liquidity between Ethereum, XRP, BNB, and Solana. Let's say that Kaspa is the everything chain and everyone that's in DeFi comes to believe that. So let's get into if Kaspa was able to achieve the market cap of no other than the king daddy of them all, the one that wrote the white paper for Kaspa, Bitcoin. And you can see that if we reach the market cap of Bitcoin currently, that would be a $58 Kaspa. If we reach the all-time high market cap, which is about 40% higher, that would be a $91 Kaspa. So we're talking about anywhere between $58 and $90 if Kaspa was at the same market cap of no other than BTC. And so now I want to break down what are the odds of this even happening if we get mass adoption, not just to Kaspa, but in cryptocurrency in general. And if we take a look, the overall crypto market cap currently is less than $3 trillion. To put that into some context, NVIDIA, one company, in the stock market is valued at $5 trillion. So what if we get into this world where artificial intelligence is taking over everything and we have a lot of autonomous AI agents communicating back and forth, and we're 20 years down the line, inflation's picked up a lot, so our money supply is diluted, and we have a $1 million BTC. Okay, if we have $1 million BTC, that would be a $16 trillion Bitcoin's market cap, okay, which would still be worth less than the gold market cap. And so if we were to move proportionately up and we were to say, okay, Ethereum at that time would be $2.8 trillion market cap, okay, so we just did a 10x for Bitcoin and a 10x for Ethereum. So where would that put Solana? It would put it at $480 billion. So think about this. If Kaspa was able to, at that point in time, get up to where Solana is, that would be a $17 Kaspa. And so you can see that there is not high probability of a $50 to $100 Kaspa. It's even hard to imagine it taking Solana spot right now. But getting to $1.50 over the next 5 years does not seem unrealistic to me, especially if the Kaspa team, Jonathan Sompolinski and Michael Sutton, are able to truly pull off VPROXX and be a type of smart contract that we've never seen before, that the world comes to appreciate proof of work over proof of stake. We've learned to think that proof of work cannot be cheap, it cannot be fast, and it cannot be scalable. But Kaspa is aiming to solve the trilemma. So now I want to know, after we went over all this data in this video, what is your 5-year price prediction for Kaspa? Let me know down in the comments below, and we will cover it in the next video. Watch this one up above, and if you're not a part of the Finance Freeman family, what are we doing? Subscribe. I love you all.
So keeping it moving, we're going over to Liam and finally accumulated 1 million CASP.
Kaspa holders, so the day has finally came. I told you guys this year in 2026, my main goal for this year is to become a Kaspa shark. And as we all know, to become a Kaspa shark, you would need to own 1 million Kaspa. And today's that day. Today is DCA day, so meaning I am going to go ahead and buy some more Kaspa. I told you guys in my last Kaspa buy that I will become a Kaspa shark in my next buy, and today is that day. Okay, so I told you guys many times, my main goal for 2026 is to become a Kaspa shark, and I posted this back in January 1st of 2026, right? I even said here 1 million Kaspa is my goal for 2026. Okay, I even said here, right, 2026 I will become a Kaspa shark. That's my main goal for the new year. Okay, and that moment has come, guys, right? So today's date is Thursday, May 7th. Okay, and yeah, today is that moment, guys, where I finally, be in shark territory. And like I said, okay, as we all know, to be in shark territory, guys, you're pretty much in the 1%. Not many, Caspians and Kaspa holders, right, and just Kaspa wallets in general hold 1 million Kaspa and beyond. You guys can clearly see, okay, the count here for Kaspa sharks is only at 2,837. So if you really think about it, to be in shark territory, right, and seeing a Kaspa wallet owning, 1 million Kaspa and beyond, it's pretty rare. So if you guys are in fact Kaspa sharks, you're pretty much in the top 1%. And I, thought to myself, ever since I realized this, right, I want to be in the top 1%. Ever since I realized this, I wanted to be in that percentage, right, to pretty much be in the top 1%, guys, because it is pretty rare to see someone becoming a Kaspa shark, right? You have to clearly see there's more dolphins than sharks. There's a huge difference between a dolphin and a shark, right? You have to clearly see for dolphins, there's almost 22,000 dolphins out there, right? You have to clearly see that 21,869 different Kaspa dolphins out there. Okay, and to become a dolphin, you would need to own 100,000 Kaspa. Okay, you have to clearly see that. So there's a huge difference between a dolphin and a shark, guys. And I was a dolphin for a while. Okay, so I told myself ever since I finally became a Kaspa dolphin, ever since I finally accumulated 100,000 Kaspa, and I just realized that to be in the top 1% of Kaspa holders, I wanted to become a Kaspa shark. Today's that moment, guys. Okay, today is finally that moment, and I am in fact going to be buying some Kaspa today. Okay, so today I'll only be investing just over $500. Okay, $550 into Kaspa, right? And Kaspa right now is actually pumping, guys. Okay, you have to clearly see that. The entire crypto market is pumping right now. Bitcoin is going up. So that means alt will usually follow and pump with it. That's just usually what happens, right? If Bitcoin is going up, then alt will follow. The entire crypto market will go up as well. If Bitcoin is going down, then usually alt will go down as well. Okay, that's just usually what happens majority of the time. And that is exactly what's happening right now with Kaspa. Kaspa's going up. Since Bitcoin is beyond $80,000, Kaspa is going up as well. So Kaspa right now is sitting at 0.036, looking pretty good right now for Kaspa. Okay, right now it is up over 5% for the week. Okay, it is up over 10%, guys. Look at that, 11.3% for Kaspa for the week. Absolutely amazing to see. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy some Kaspa. Okay, I'll be investing, like I said, $550 today into Kaspa. Okay, so I'll be getting over 10,000 Kaspa. Okay, so confirm buy, and there we have it. And usually I don't do this, guys, right? I am in fact going to be showing you guys my Kaspa holdings. Usually, like I said, I wouldn't do this, but I just want to show you guys, okay, that there's proof. Okay, I want to be, 100% transparent with you guys. Okay, so I got my phone here, and I'm going to show you guys my Kaspa holdings, my Kaspa wallet, pretty much. Now, like I said, usually I wouldn't do this, but I want to be 100% transparent with you guys. Okay, and I want to show you guys proof that I finally became a Kaspa shark today. Okay, so this is my Tangem. Sorry for the glare and whatnot. I don't know if you guys can see that. So you guys clearly see as of right now, if my camera can focus, I have over 990,000 Kaspa. Okay, so this is my Kaspa wallet, and yes, I have exactly just over 990,000 Kaspa, and that's gonna change because you guys just saw I just accumulated just over 10,000 Kaspa. Okay, so right now, what I'm gonna do is transfer my Kaspa. Okay, the amount of Kaspa that I just accumulated, which is right over here. Okay. I'm going to transfer that to my Kaspa wallet on Tangem. Okay, so I'm going to do all of this right now. Okay, and then you guys will see that I am not lying here or anything like that. Right. All right, so we're going to receive, copy address, paste the address. All right, I'm not going to show you guys this because you guys don't need to see this and whatnot. And then we're gonna do this, copy that, paste it. Okay, there we go. So I just transferred my Kaspa to my Tangem wallet. You guys can see there's nothing now. Okay. And then we're gonna confirm this. All right. Withdrawal request has been successfully processed. So there we go. It's been processed. And then I will show you guys my Tangem. Okay. And just to show you guys, okay, that this is not a screenshot or anything like that. You guys can clearly see. This is not a screenshot, okay? This is the real deal, right? So this should take not too long, actually, only a couple of seconds, okay? So we're gonna wait for that. But yeah, guys, this is truly the best time to buy Kaspa. Okay, as I told you guys many times. So we go to the weekly time frame. We're not seeing a clear breakout happening right now for Kaspa, okay? But we know Kaspa has been on this downtrend for coming up to 2 years now, okay? And this is pretty much, the bottom for Kaspa, as I told you guys many times. And I must say, I've been, personally accumulating a lot of Kaspa while it's all the way down over here, right? Ever since Kaspa was pretty much, below 6 cents, I've been buying a lot of Kaspa. Okay, a lot of Kaspa, guys. I truly do believe where Kaspa is sitting at right now is pretty much the bottom. Okay, like I told you guys, it is possible that we could potentially see Kaspa going back down to, the 2 cent levels below 3 cents. That is very possible. But, Kaspa going below 2 cents, going back down to the 1 cent levels, I think those days are officially gone. I don't think we're going to see Kaspa going that low. Okay, so overall, if we really think about it, this is pretty much the bottom for Kaspa. And that's why personally, guys, I've been accumulating a lot of Kaspa since it is super undervalued. Okay, and I hope you guys are in fact buying some Kaspa as well, right? All right, guys, so you guys can clearly see I just received it just now, so I'll quickly show you guys, right? That's the notifications. Okay, and now I'm going to show you guys my Tangem, and I'm going to refresh it just to show you guys, right? Okay, so there we go. All right, so we're going to refresh it. Oh, okay, I cannot do this. This is the moment, guys. Ready? There we go. You guys saw that. 1 million Kaspa. 1 million Kaspa, guys. My hand is shaking. 7 digits. Like, this is insane, guys. Like, reaching this milestone, you guys need to understand, it's such a crazy feeling. Honestly, it really is. And you guys need to understand, this is truly the easiest time right now to become whether a Kaspa Dolphin or a Kaspa Shark. This is the easiest time because we know the Kaspa price, it is super undervalued. Okay, and the Kaspa price hasn't been amazing, hasn't been too strong, right? We have been seeing really weak price action for Kaspa. So this is the easiest time to become a Kaspa Shark, guys, right? It really is. So there you guys have it. Okay, I just want to show you guys one more time. 1 million Kaspa on my Tangem wallet. And like I said, guys, usually I wouldn't show you guys this. Okay, usually I'm pretty private, but for this video, I just really want to show you guys, and I want to be transparent, right? Just to show you guys that I finally become a Kaspa Shark today. 1 million Kaspa. Okay, there you guys have it. So that being said, this is such a great feeling. And I told you guys, ever since I do, reach this milestone finally, right? I'm not going to stop here. Understand that, guys. Even though I finally reached my milestone of becoming a Kaspa Shark, does not mean I'm going to stop buying Kaspa. I'm still going to accumulate Kaspa, guys. Okay, please understand that. I'm not going to stop here. Like, this is truly just the beginning. Okay, I'm still going to continue to accumulate Kaspa, especially right now at this very moment, right? Still, at the 3 cent levels, this is the best time to buy. Okay, it is super undervalued right now. Please understand that, guys. Okay, so that being said, guys, I truly appreciate all you guys for watching today's video. If you guys are watching this video right now and you have a goal, whether that's to become a Kaspa Dolphin or a Kaspa Shark, you can get there. Understand that, guys. If you just, consistently dollar cost average DCA into Kaspa, whether that's daily, weekly, fortnightly, every 2 weeks or monthly, find, what works for you. If you just consistently DCA and accumulate Kaspa, you will eventually get to your milestone. Understand that, guys. Just be focused. okay, and be consistent. That's the main key here, right? Be consistent with it. Okay, so that being said, I appreciate all you guys so much for watching today's video. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. To all the Kaspa sharks out there, I have joined your territory. Okay, so that being said, I appreciate all you guys for watching today's video, and yeah, I will catch you guys all in the next one. Have a good one, guys.
Shout out to Michael, but Mitchell, Liam. But at this point, guys, I guess we can shut it down. Yeah, I'm gonna shut it down. So here's the final breakdown. Kaspa's waking up because multiple stories are hitting at the same time. Price momentum, Zealous Swap, bringing DeFi energy, Kaspa AI narratives, KBEAM style building tools, the bigger programmability conversation around Toccata, Covenants, Silver Script, and native assets. The bullish case is simple. If Kaspa becomes more usable, more programmable, and more liquid, the market may start looking at it differently. The bearish case is also simple. If the app does not ship, if liquidity stays weak, or if the chart loses support, then the hype can fade fast. But right now, Kaspa is back on the radar. And when Kaspa wakes up, the community wakes up. Before you leave, type Kaspa woke up in the chat. Smash the like button if you want more Kaspa updates. Subscribe if you're holding KAS, and send this stream to one of your friends who still thinks Kaspa's sleeping. So I guess we'll go ahead and play this last little Jesse AI video before we shut it down.
What's good?
This Kaspa post was released 12 hours before the Morgan Stanley market crash on October 10th. It anticipated Kaspa specifically would be in a downtrend until May of 2026, when Jerome Powell retires. That date is finally upon us. We put together a watch list of federal bank and regulatory talking points that are high impact for Kaspa, giving us tons of insight into where the candle is headed. We've been using this insight to profitably trade Kaspa despite the bearish settlements in 2025. I just did my taxes and Kaspa was profitable for the year. Showing you how we did this will help connect with the talking points we have today, giving everyone an understanding of the only way to trade altcoins, in my opinion, and that's as an extension of Forex markets. We can see right here, December 15th, an FOMC minutes was released. In that document, the Fed was afraid of tariffs. They reduced their rate cut schedule. Therefore, we started selling our Kaspa, anticipating that there'd be a full altcoin market crash on January 27th. Meanwhile, the majority of traders were like, yeah, rah, 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 it's alt season, having no idea what was going on behind closed doors in the central bank, or actually on cable access television with the 70-year-old gray-haired guys. Here comes that market rug, exactly like we predicted on January 28th. Here's our updated post where we're now expecting downside will continue for 100 to 120 days. 120 days later, they release an FOMC document again. This time, they're going to slow down quantitative tightening. It's super bullish. We load back in on Kaspa, and then we sell our whole portfolio on May 15th. And this is one of the most high-impact altcoin events of all time that nobody picked up on. Look at Tau. Massive resistance on May 15th. Virtuals. Huge resistance on May 15th. Of course, it's the same for Kaspa. The list goes on and on. The altcoin market got hit by a food truck on May 15th. All of these VIP trading posts are unlocked. They're in free tier. You can go ahead and read them this afternoon. They're in the description, including this one. Everybody's using these fortune cookie slogans like sell in May and walk away. The average performance in May is minus 23%. You want to be in the fortune cookie camp? Best of luck, brother. The most common mistake is people confuse tactics for strategy. Your tactic is long-term hodl with Kaspa, but your strategy has to be based in central bank insight, in my opinion, even for your tactic of long-term hodling to effectively work out. So what does the May 15th trend line mean for Kaspa? Well, the Fed is waiting for particular data to show that tariff-based inflation has been dissolved. Now, their original projections were showing, hey, don't worry about it. By late summer, tariff inflation is just transitory. It's going to pass through. Then recently, they pivoted to late December. Now, at Powell's recent FOMC meeting, his final one, he said, we don't even know when tariff inflation is going to pass through. We have to wait for the crisis overseas to settle down, energy and oil prices to cool off. Then we can reevaluate the entire situation. Therefore, the Fed won't be able to create stimulative monetary policy, supporting altcoins and liquidity, getting all these projects back up to the May 15th level. Albeit there are particular projects aligning with our next talking points coming out of nowhere that are actually already crossing this massive resistance level. Getting back to our checklist, this brings us to AI CapEx. And of course, IGRA Labs. Crypto is about to become the AI sector's #1 tool. There's a new team of coders working right now to build IGRA Labs. Their goal, connect Kaspa to the Ethereum virtual machine to get this massive, super fast, decentralized, solves the trilemma network involved with the emerging AI agent economy. This is going to be huge, not just to connect Kaspa with the AI CapEx, which, hint, can help its growth coming up. Members of our VIP group have read all the central bank documents, so they understand the magnitude of this liquidity restoration taking place right now. These documents kept reading. April, the liquidity crisis will be solved, and they're dating back to Q4 of 2025 all the way until now. With that liquidity restoration event, AI CapEx is starting to grow. This means more money for projects like IGRA Labs. There's a very clear path for success outlined for Kaspa as a fair launch, decentralized, high-speed, high-security network. Projects like IGRA Labs become successful. In turn, they start making tons of profit in-house. They turn around and pay the fees to get listed on Binance, carrying Kaspa with it. And this has a huge connection with the programmability update Kaspa's ongoing, because right now settlement speed is old news. In our 24-point checklist, looking at how fast a project was, that was a big talking point in 2023. In today's market, institutional investors are taking that for granted. It's programmability that this new hard fork is going to do, giving Kaspa and therefore IGRA Labs an advantage. Once IGRA Labs is successful, it gives Kaspa a better chance of jumping through these compliance hurdles, because IGRA Labs has a magnitude of success that will allow them to pay for compliance fees. This is a huge part of the Clarity Act, jumping through regulatory loopholes, including putting money on the table. This VIP post that's now unlocked to free tier and linked in the description anticipated Kaspa would be in a bear market until May, when Powell retired. That date is finally upon us. Kaspa is ready to turn the page and start positioning for the 2026 market. Meanwhile, our trading skills, strategies, and tactics have allowed us to expand beyond just hodl trading Kaspa. Through tracking all this central bank data, we've been getting in the best swing trades on the market, despite this bearish undertones. River, we got in at the FOMC minutes when the Fed was purchasing treasury bills. River's a real yield project. The gains, we didn't expect 30x upside, but we'll take it. Siren, an AI agent project. A lot of people think, well, that's a meme coin. It's just random luck that it went up. Oh, no. This spike right here was at a labor market data on February 6th. Then on March 6th, at the second consecutive labor market print, it started this parabolic rally. As we know, AI is displacing jobs across Silicon Valley and eventually across the entire US economy. Powell's last FOMC meeting, I targeted bio. We've got multiple trading plans inside our VIP group for bio under 3 cents, using a ton of the insight that we've explained in this video. It's the exact same tactic we were using in 2023, 2024 to time the breakouts on Kaspa. Our VIP group offers you a fast pass to understanding the altcoin market like it's a 4x asset. This is a strategy that we've been using to get a huge advantage when trading Kaspa, as all the unlocked free tier posts and this entire video explained in detail. Smash that thumbs up button. If we get 100 likes on this video, we'll do a live stream going over the vetting process on how we found River, Siren, Bio, and other rocket ship gems using central bank insight combined with technical analysis. Thanks for checking this one out, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
It might be worth checking into. But as always, guys, it's your main man, BTM, signing out. Remember, check out the BTM Crypto News Network. And let's get back to the money, guys. Miners out.